he's not an internal quiet actor. He's not, you're not going to get Michael Corleone in The Godfather 2. You're not going to get that performance out of Chuck. Chuck is a larger than life actor, but Chuck himself is larger than life. I think he was like 9 feet 11 inches tall. He was massive. He's a mountain of a man, and the first time I met him, I thought the Lincoln Memorial had got up and taken a walk around town. And the character required to be larger than life to carry that movie. And I thought he did a marvelous job, and did exactly what was required, and got the movie made. If it wasn't for Charlton Heston, this movie would not have been made. That's an important thing that people don't give him credit for.
A lot of dramatic scenes between you and Heston, moments of great tension in the film.
Yes, and you have to realize this was 1967. It was the height of the 60s. I'm very liberal. Charlton was a very conservative man. And then so the tensions that we had were real offset as well. But in those days, you had your politics, and then you set it aside, and you were just people. And he was a pro like that. He was for Nixon. I at the time was for Eugene McCarthy. And we would be at each other's throats. And I would think, I'm never going to talk to this again. And then in my end of the day, open the Charlton Heston. What? I made you an ambrosia salad. Oh, for God's sakes.
Charlton Heston brought you an ambrosia salad.
Charlton Heston should wear a conical hat with half moons and stars on it, because he is a wizard in the kitchen.
I was listening to a podcast, the Dana Gould Hour.
Oh, yeah, that guy. I'm bidding on a rare photo of that guy not talking. Good luck.
And I heard there that Rod Serling took an early pass at
yes,
at
Rod. I did a Playhouse 90 that Rod wrote. I almost did a Twilight Zone, but it conflicted with a Have Gun Will Travel. Couldn't do it. But I love Rod. Teeny tiny man, Rod.
Is that right?
5'4". Mm-hmm. By Candy standards, fun size. Yeah, teeny tiny man, big talent, Rod. Rod was brought in to do the first pass on the script. At the time, in the book, the apes lived in a modern city. They had cars and airplanes and helicopters. And that is the script that Rod wrote. It was then rewritten by a man named Michael Wilson, who wrote the script for Bridge on the River Kwai. And Michael Wilson basically wrote the script that you see on the screen. But the architecture of the story, the breakdown of the scenes, the act structure, the scene structure, that's all Rod Serling. And you can tell because the film really plays like it's really Twilight Zone, the movie. It's just a giant episode of Twilight Zone. In the same way, Smokey and the Bandit is just a